example, most of the share will just pick a verse from Quran. Example, وقتلهم حيث وجدتموهم. And they will use it as justification that you can kill one who is not a Muslim.
You are about to go out from Bimba to Kenya and Somalia to be mujahid.
This is to tell people that you have to do research on your own to whatever you see. And now it is easy, right? If you don't understand Arabic, go to internet, there are translation of hadith, translation of the Quran.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أهلا ومرحبا بكم أيها المستمعون والمشاهدون الكرام في حلقة جديدة من بودكاست شمس. هذه ثاني حلقات بودكاست شمس في زنجبار، وحلقة اليوم من جزيرة بيمبا أو الجزيرة الخضراء كما يسميها العمانيون، من مبنى كلية سمائل للعلوم والصناعة. هذه أيضا أولى حلقات بودكاست شمس نسجلها باللغة الإنجليزية، نتمنى أن نوفق فيها. ضيفنا اليوم محمد بن خميس سونجورو، معلم للغة الإنجليزية والمهارات الحياتية في كلية سمائل للعلوم والصناعة. محمد, welcome to podcast Shams. This is the first interview we are making in English in podcast Shams. I hope it will be very good interview and very informative.
Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. That is to your viewers. Thank you for welcoming me to this interview today.
Muhammad, let's start when you were young, about 15, 17 here in Bimba. As I understand from you, you were very energetic, very excited to help Muslims and Islams here in Bimba, Zanzibar, Kenya, Somalia, or anywhere. You want to support, you want to give something to Muslim, right?
Yes, that is true, but let's get a little bit back from that, then we are going to go to that. I was born in Pemba and I grew up most of my time here in Pemba. I think I will say most of my time, but a little about 4 years when I went out of it for studies at the sister island of Pemba. So I was born in Pemba, as I've said, and I grew up there. And in most of my time, I can say that almost alone, because my parents divorced when I was very young. I was then taken to my grandmom, who used to take care of me, and my parents were asking nothing about me until recently, I can say. So due to that and other reasons, I used most of my free time, that is apart from school, listening to Quran, listening to Mawaidha, and one of the sheikh who I used to listen to is called the Sheikh. It is a Kenyan sheikh. I don't want to...
No need to mention the names.
It's now, but he's now killed. He was killed by Kenyan army. So because of his... I say Mawaidha he gives on television on the mosques, he radicalized the Islamic youth. And you know, as a youth, you are very energetic and you want to do anything that you say that is correct. So I used to listen to him. I got something new. There was some video shows, and I saw that this is the reality. Muslims are being tombed there in Somalia, in Kenya, and elsewhere. There were Muslims in Kenya. This is actually was happening very often in Kenya. Example, Kenya Army will storm a mosque with their shoes, arrest some of worshippers there, and something like that. Some were killed. So he used this as a justification that it is time for youth in East Africa to join Ikhwan or brothers. الشباب, as they are named there in Somalia, because Muslims needs a revolution now. It is time for Islamic Sharia to be applied. So I said, yes. I was 17 at the time, so in my heart I said, oh Allah, let me go over 22 before I die in your way. But I can say that good news is that I was out of that trap then. I got someone who told me that this is the way. What are they doing is not a correct way because of this or this. At the first, this to me was a blah blah because I had something that I believe in. So I said that I will keep in this way until I die at age 22. But then I got a chance to get a higher education. I changed my mind and I used most of my time to realize and tell others that this is not a good way of life. Example, most of the share will just pick a verse from Quran. Example, وقتلهم حيث وجدتموهم. And they will use it as justification that you can kill one who is not a Muslim. But I come to realize that when I take a course in Islamic State that the Quran is not translated that way. We must look the translation from the Quran itself, and then we go to the Hadith, Sunnah, to look for the most correct translation of that Quran. And I come up looking for some of them and found, yeah, that is true. And I will never translate the Quran by looking just to its literal meaning, rather than I will look it in depth and from the hadith of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
So that is very good introduction from you, Muhammad. What you want to say, or what I understood from what you said, that sheikh and many sheikhs, Muslim sheikhs around the world, they pick part from the whole picture or part from the whole reality, and they are trying to redirect the people on the way they want. Right?
Yes.
So you are about to go out from Bimba to Kenya and Somalia to be mujahid.
At that time, not now. Now I'm totally changed and I'm against it.
So before you decide to go there, who advised you? Or you yourself, you are looking for someone to advise you? Or what happened exactly?
I was working at time to now what is called the Samail College, but at the time was not, it was Mashruit Samail Li'ulum al-Quran. So I was working with an Arab man, his name is Nasir al-Rawahi. I think you know him very well. So he showed me a way, right? And maybe it's due to the fact that it is my first workplace to start to work, because I've never worked anywhere before. I was dependent on my grandmom, who was very, very old. Now, she was one to depend on me because I was grew up. So I used most of my time to talk with Sheikh Nasir al-Rawahi. He taught me several things, and of course, even Arabic. I got some Arabic from him, not in a class, but the way he talks, I got something from there. So كذلك أتكلم لغة العربية ولو بقليل من ذلك.
جميل. So after you decide to not go, you know the reality, you know the real Islam, you understand the Islam. You decide to stay here and focus to educate yourself, right?
Yes.
So in school, what grade you finish?
I'm currently graduating Bachelor of Arts with Education, and I'm taking another bachelor degree in IT at International Open University, which is Islamic-based university. It is in Gambia. So what I have learned more is recently. I can say recently I learned more about Islam or about the correct aqidah of Islam. So I took a course there in Islamic, they called it into the IAS 1 and 2, that we talk many things about Islam, aqidah, which one is correct, where to get the translation, which hadith is da'if, which hadith is sahih, and something like that. So from there, I gained a lot. And of course, at those times, I said that I want to die at the age of 22, but now I say, God, give me at least 100 years that I can teach what I have to others, because that is a good thing. Yeah, that is a good thing. And from there, I also did use something which is, maybe I can read some hadith and I will do some research and I come up with something new. Example I can give you. There was an organization there talking about a peace. I was one day invited there to take a participation in it. Okay? When I came out there, I got home and I said that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was sent for the peace. How come he went to the jihad? Whoa. So I do some research and found that almost all the war or jihad that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was in was not started by Prophet Muhammad himself. It was started by kafir. Example, the Badri war, it is due to them. Uhud was due to them. So from there I say, okay, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam never started a battle. His reel was sent here for the peace of the world. So I did some research also.
Very good, very good. Thank you very much. So now you are a teacher, English teacher, and some soft skills, I can say, in Samail College?
Yes, I am.
Okay. How is the people and how is the culture, how is the education where in Bيمبا before Samail Madrasat Samail لعلوم القرآن? How is the people, how is the Muslims, how is الشباب here in Bيمبا? I know they are very good Muslims, they are reading Quran, they are memorizing Quran, but what is the big change or the big influence or the big impact that Samail contribute in Bيمبا for the community?
Okay, let me go into the section of this of academic, which is a college, rather than at madrasa. I think I'm not more in madrasa's programs. I'm more currently in college programs. Of course, in Chake, for most of time, I can say in general in Bيmba, there are colleges, but this college were very restrictive. Example, the college, you have to pay, example, 50 reals per semester. But I have 20 reals. They will not accept this. I have to wait until I got 50 reals for the semester to pay. When next semester comes, I don't have anything, then you stay home. We are not going to do exams. But for Samail College, when it was registered, it came with something different. What you have is what you pay. When you finish your studies, if you have not finished paying, you will pay until you finish. So we keep more concentration on education itself rather than on money, because money will come later.
So what you want to say is to be a student in the college is more flexible than other college. Even if you don't have the enough money to complete your study, you can continue your study till you graduate from the college, right?
Yes, that is right. Okay. And basically, the college was for the who memorized the Quran, and we hope soon we are going to open some scholarship for those who have memorized Quran, they will apply for a scholarship. They will start here free of charge, and they will pay something for their lives, such things. So this is also going to help those who memorize Quran.
Very good, very good. Do you have any message that you want to deliver for the people who's watching us on our podcast channel in YouTube, or for the people who's listening us in podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, or Google Podcast?
Okay, I think I have a pair of them. Once is to tell them that they have to work, so they have to seek a knowledge. I mean, the knowledge is something that can change your mind. Maybe you think that, yes, I know this thing very well, but at the end of the day, you may find that you know nothing. So in that case, let's take another example. By myself, I took a degree in education, but I used most of my time to learn programming. Now currently a good program. I have programs there, apps there in Play Store. One of them is Must-Have. People go there, download, listen there. There's a translation in different language, English, Swahili, Malayalam, and other languages. So,
and what other programs you have?
I have about 8 programs there. One that is called the Quran audio. I call it Holy Quran audio. I have language teaching course, that is program that is for Swahili, and I have another program for my clients. Some people come there, hey, I want application for this, design it for me. So I design that for them, and when they are ready, they can upload on their own Play Store account, or I can upload them in my account for their clients to download. It depends. So I have some program there. Unfortunately, some of the program is implemented with ads to support myself. Example, those language learning, I have implemented some ads. They are not so much ads. Maybe you can access the app. At the end of the day, you only see 3 up to 4 ads, so they are not destructive.
Very good, very good. MashaAllah, so you are very professional, Muhammad. You have too many skills, and you are using, and you can feel the value of that skills and knowledge you have in your applications or in your programs. Finally, before we finish this interview, I want a specific message from you to young people and youth people who's listening to fake sheikh, if I can say, so not following the same path you were about to follow.
Okay, I tell them that the only correct way of Islam is through Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the Holy Book. So don't believe in everything you listen. For example, you listen for the sheikh now, right? You listen for the sheikh now, and you think that yes, he is correct, but go back to the books, right? This is to tell people that you have to do research on your own to whatever you see. And now it is easy, right? If you don't understand Arabic, go to internet. There are translation of hadith, translation of the Quran, so into many other language. Don't take what you take 100%. Example, Imam Shafi and Imam Malik, if I don't forget, they say, إِذَا صَحَّ الْحَدِيث فَهُوَ مَذْهَبِي. If the hadith is authentic, that is my madhab. So this is, maybe at that time there are some hadith, because they were not collected yet into Sahih Bukhari, Sahih Muslim, they were collected later. Maybe at the time they had some hadith they didn't hear about. Yes. It was not collected. So when you come to hadith and find that, it is their madhab. So that they tell that you should read, not to follow me blindly. Something like that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. or teacher Muhammad Khamiss Songoro, for this very informative and valuable interview. And thank you very much for the all viewers and listeners. I hope this interview will give you some energetic and to find a very solid ground to stand on based on your faith on Allah and your knowledge and how to seek the right knowledge. شكرا جزيلا لكم أيها المستمعون والمشاهدون الكرام على هذه الحلقة القيمة والمفيدة والمحمسة من الأستاذ محمد خميس سونجورو، معلم اللغة الإنجليزية والمهارات الحياتية في كلية سمائل للعلوم والصناعة في الجزيرة الخضراء بيمبا. تابعونا على منصات التواصل الاجتماعي واشتركوا على قناتنا في اليوتيوب وعلى منصاتنا في البودكاست جوجل بودكاست أبل بودكاست and سبوتيفاي. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.